these are the 6 steps that I have listed that worked for me. So one of the things to showcase yourself was very important is something I realized early on in the job application process. So I leveraged LinkedIn platform a lot, and I would start with something like this. Because I had my priorities set of becoming a UX designer, I would search for appropriate keywords with this design roles on LinkedIn or other job portals. And then I would carefully read through the job application, like the job description part, and highlight all the key information. I would search for current UX designers in the company, look for senior designers, look through their profiles, understand that, try to connect with them. In parallel, I would also research on the company's products, like its teams, the blogs that the company has published, or the articles, or the well-known people, to better understand the job position, the technology they're using, or what kind of culture the company has. And based on all this research that I do, I would then tailor my resume. And it was very important to really customize my resume for that particular company. After having a tailored resume and a portfolio, it's then I would look for referrals or reach out to recruiters. And if none of this worked, at that point I would go to the job portal and apply via portal. Till then I would not prefer that option. So I know there's a lot of information, so I've created like a case study to walk step by step for better clarity. So these are screenshots from LinkedIn, and this is how I would do this process in depth. I would pick some of the keywords like I mentioned. And in the second screenshot, as you can see, I have selected user experience designer role at LinkedIn because I see some mutual connections there, and I'm interested in this position. So next step, I would carefully read through the job description, things like the company size or the job applications, or if it's a startup, then what is the health of the company? Like if I have connections there, or my friends, relatives working there, or like what's the salary? If it's a full time, do they sponsor? All those things. And the key part is the job description part. I would actually copy paste this entire information in Word document and highlight it. For now, I have summarized it on the right hand side. Everything in the red is like the required technical skills that this job description is stating. So for example, it states like 2+ years of experience of any kind in the industry, master's is not required, good understanding of end-to-end design process, ability to create, blah, 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 all the design jargons. Okay, after that, I see that they have some required soft skills, and they have repetitively mentioned like effective communication, collaboration with cross-functional teams, time management, meticulousness, critical thinking, and all that. So what's missing over here? Some of the things that are missing are like what product of LinkedIn you will be working on, considering LinkedIn has like multiple products, or what technology and tools you will be using. So I would find some of the missing information from these descriptions, and I would use it as conversation starters for my next step, which is, of course, to connect with designers in that company. So I would connect with the UX designers or the senior UX designers in the company and leave a note for them on LinkedIn. And my note would go something like this, where I would acknowledge them. I would mention about the position that I'm interested in, and if there are any mutual interests that I share with that person, and ask them if they're available for a quick chat. So it's important to know that these people are very, very busy. They're very busy days, and it's very difficult to get them, but some people do tend to respond, and that's how you end up getting a referral. So after that, or in parallel with that, I would actually go to the company's website. So most of the companies have a blog section in their website where they publish all the latest technology or algorithms or the design systems that they have created, and make it public for other peoples to view. So that's where I would go, and I would start reading all those things and collect some technical jargons from it, or try to understand the company's overall mission or the culture of the company. And along with that, I would also go through the teams section, and I would see the different kind of teams in the company. What is a team that I'm interested in going? And I would do like a lot of homework from my side before doing the next step, which is actually customizing the resume. And I know every one of us knows that people keep saying that customize your resume, customize your resume. And For designers, at least for designers, people tend to look for portfolios more than resumes, all of it. But when we are making a final decision, resume does play an important role. So all the data that I've gathered by talking with these people or actually researching on the company's portal is what I would pull in and put in my resume in terms of some words. Along with that, I would do the following things, like I would reword and reprioritize my projects based on the job title, or I would highlight the experiences related to this particular job. I would include tools and technology that this company is using, like if there is some AI, ML, stuff like that. Or I would include information about the projects that relate to the company's overall mission. So for example, big companies like Facebook, LinkedIn, Airbnb and all, they support accessibility a lot. And I have some background in accessibility research. So I would kind of leverage that and put it in a way as to grab their attention, like one of the ways to quickly stand out. So after doing all these things, getting my customized stuffs ready, that's when I would reach out to the recruiter who has posted this job or try to look for referrals as I was connecting with the people in the company, or reach out to the university alumni groups or my professors, anyone to find a referral. If none of that happens, then I would go to the job portal and apply. So these are the 6 steps that really worked for me. I had to invest a lot of time per application, but yes, I had to apply to very few companies to get my job. And also this requires a lot of preparation and planning to just consider the application deadline and schedule all these things accordingly. But yeah, this was like my job search strategy.
That was really insightful, Jenna. I think one thing that everybody should take away from this whole case study is, guys, quality over quantity.
Yeah,
Don't blindly, endlessly apply to, like,
please don't.
hundreds and hundreds of roles. Be efficient. Even if you do 10 applications, make sure that those 10 applications are on the top of your game. So the next section actually talks about, like, we know portfolio is like the heart and soul when it comes to UX designers. So, like, we are actually coming up with a dedicated session, which is going to be on portfolio and resume design. So, please stay tuned for our next session. But for now, Jenna, do you have some, like, personal tips to give in terms of portfolio design?
Yeah. So for portfolio, I realized that through my interviews, I realized that what they're focusing on is actually the design thinking process. Even if it's for UX researcher, what they're thinking for and looking for is the approach that you have taken and why you took that approach, more than the end result that you have created of the pretty designs. So I would say that focus on the depth part of it more than the end result. Second thing is that have one solid project. Even if you have like one very good thorough project with all the details covered and no grammatical errors and nothing like that, it's enough to get your foot in the door compared to those five superficial projects that you have put. Also, I realized that as designer, and that's something that even I end up doing, Surbi, is like I have this itch of making it better and better and better and better, like till the end. And that has really not worked. So like just have some faith in yourself and just like put it out there. Start with one. That's all I would say for now.
Nice. So I feel right now there are so many students applying. Some of you all in the audience are either graduating or are looking for jobs or have already graduated, and everybody is looking for the same kind of roles. Like UX designer or product designer or UX researcher. So Jenna, I want to know that, do you have a personal secret sauce that you would like to share? And also, if there are so many candidates looking for the same kind of jobs, then what did you do different to make yourself stand out from the crowd? Because I think that's what everybody wants to know, that there are so many people, how do you make yourself stand out?
That's a great question. And like the answer to it is there is no secret sauce. Like everyone has to go the hard way. Okay, there are some smart hacks that you can do, and some of which I discovered. Um, so I realized that job application process doesn't have to be so bad. And you don't have to be like in that box of just getting that interview and hitting that interview call, getting that offer. You I mean, you have to also understand that they will come to you if you make yourself capable. So as a designer, I am very, very passionate about design. So what I had done early on in my academic years was actually observe the things around me. Like I would just go on a walk and observe the designs and the interactions with the technology that people are doing, like at the airports or like in my university and stuff like that. I would just take notes of it, try to redesign it, try to think out of the box. And also important thing is that to showcase it to the designers out there in the industry and get their feedback. So while I was doing all these things, I actually redesigned Emirates boarding pass, and this was like a shitty old boarding pass. So I had redesigned it, applying some of the UX fundamentals that I had known while I was in the college. And I decided to get some feedback from the UX community on professional platforms. So I just made this post and I got wonderful feedback from people. Not only that much, I actually got a comment from, got a personal message actually from VP of Design, eBay. And he liked talking with me and he gave me an interview call, like on-site interview call. And that's how I came to SF. I didn't do any job application. I didn't go through that entire process. I just got the interview. So, and surprisingly, that's what happened with my first job as well. So my current product manager actually saw one of my posts on LinkedIn, and he contacted me over there, and he scheduled an interview with me the next day. In like next 5 days, I had the job offer. So the thing is that little bit think outside the box, be creative, come out of your comfort zone if you want to stand out, and showcase yourself, showcase your designs, get feedback from people. And I think there are people looking for people like you, and they will come find you. So that's all I have to say, like from my secret sauce perspective.
Wow, I think those are some really innovative ways to stand out from the crowd. I mean, it takes a lot of guts to do this, and this
Yeah.
really worked out in your favor, Jenna. So we are glad. And it was very kind of you to share this with the audience today. So we all know that right now, like we're in the middle of a pandemic situation, and most of you all have already got jobs or interviews, but some of you all are still, struggling to get that first interview, especially in the middle of COVID-19. So the markets are crashing, and even the job market is crashing. So Jenna, what do you have like a personal piece of advice for people doing job applications in the time of this coronavirus outbreak?
Sure. So, like, first, I would say that this is a very uncertain situation, and the UX community out there is really, really trying to make themselves available to help people like you. So, have some faith. Reach out to these people. They are ready to spend some extra hours to critique your portfolio or your resume. Do share your stuffs with them. Get their feedback. Connect with them. Uh, there are people like me also. You can always come reach out to me. I'll help in whatever way I can. So with this, I actually talk with some of my managers and people around to get some idea on how you should apply, if not a strategy. So some of the companies that you should look for are SaaS companies, like software as a service. These companies have products that do not need any physical interaction. Assuming that these companies will not have that much of a loss in the current situation, you should definitely look for SaaS companies, which are like cloud-based companies. Avoid some B2C companies like tourism, airlines, services with physical interactions like carpool, bike, food chains, like clothing, everything which is non-essential. These companies are really suffering a lot. So before putting all the efforts, please understand what the company's product is and how its health could be. Of course, giants like Google, Microsoft, AWS, they are going to hire, and they will hire. But along with them, some media streaming companies have kind of boom right now, like Zoom, or video conferencing companies, or remote team collaborations like Slack. So these companies are really picking up right now. So look for these companies and positions in these companies. Um, there are some big companies who are trying to help in one or the other way. Like LinkedIn has given it on all its employees like 6 free premium accounts. Reach out to a LinkedIn employee and see if they have any free account which you can use. Also, I realized that some healthy startups with very new disruptive technologies will actually go big in this situation. So go search for those kind of startups and see if you can find a job there. And also with everything that's going on, there will be a lot of stale job postings on job portals. So before going through all the efforts of actual sending a resume and all of that, just reach out to the people in the company or on the company's website and see if they are actually hiring. So with all these things, one personal tip that I would give from my side is that even if you get the offer, please be very, very careful before accepting that job offer, because COVID is likely to be followed by global economic crash. So consult with your career advisors or friends or well-wishers or mentors, advisors, to see if this company is going to do good in long run before accepting that offer. So like all the best to you guys on the situation, and hope you all like find your jobs. Along with that, there are some additional resources that I have kept here for you. So I found this sample portfolios website where people from all the big companies, like interns basically, put their portfolios on this website. So please have a look. And along with that, if you are a designer, especially for designers, some of these design libraries are really good, and they have a lot of information that can help you prepare for your interviews. So do check them out. And of course, there are some books that have helped me. So yeah, you got this.